Hicks is a volunteer chairperson with the We Could Be Free Coalition. They're having a tall cop drug prevention education class through the Community Resource Council in Bluff. Let's welcome Tim. Hi, Tim.
Thank you so much for having us on.
You're very welcome. So is this for kids or who's supposed to come?
Well, good question. This actually is about kids, but it's geared towards those in law enforcement and teachers and preachers and people in the community that work with kids more than anything. This is Jermaine Galloway. They call him the Tall Cop. So Tall Cop Says Stop is what this presentation's called.
Okay.
Ridiculous name, I know, but bear with me because the reason that Tall Cop Says Stop, it's great marketing, right? It's very memorable. But he is 6'9", so you do recognize him out of a crowd, okay?
Well, Luther is my son's godfather. He's a 6'9" cop in cape, so I get it. Yeah.
You got yourself a tall cop, didn't you?
I do. A couple of them. Yeah. So
I love it.
Yeah. So it is a catchy name, but the topic is even catchier because we got to stop this drug thing because kids just don't understand the long-term ramifications of losing their teeth, losing their mind, maybe becoming disabled or paranoid schizophrenic or homeless. They don't understand what it could lead to, including a life of crime.
Oh, that's just the start of it, Fawn.
Mm-hmm.
And on September the 4th, right here in Poplar Bluff at the Tenon Center at the college, at Three Rivers College, on September the 4th, Officer Galloway, we've got him here to speak. And we're real excited about having him here because he talks about that exact, thing you're discussing there. We're watching communities die, man. That we had issues obviously at the border and tons of fentanyl come across the border and all these drugs come across the border, and that's kind of improved, but it's already here, And Fawn, it's been a while since you and I were in high school, okay? But these kids have a whole new set of problems. There's vaping, there's all these other issues, and Officer Galloway on September the 4th is going to cover that. And it starts at 8 a.m. at the Tenon Center,
okay.
And Officer Jermaine Galloway, Tall Cop Says Stop.
Yeah. So what's the fee on this? And are there, how people get credits for stuff like this? Is this continuing credits? Okay.
Yeah. So it's free admission, Fawn. I'm glad you asked. Free admission. And if you are an officer and you need to get your post credits or your, what they call contact and hours, so post credits are available at this. And so that's why we have already almost 200 people registered. I think we can seat like 500. But we do ask that people register so that we can kind of get a head count because we're going to try to give them a little light breakfast before the presentation starts. It starts at 8 a.m. and they can register by going to the crc.org, and that is the Community Resource Council. So thecrc.org.
All right, and it is free. So, and it goes till noon.
Free.
So, I mean, if you're in this line of work and you want to get more education on it, just for yourself, maybe you're looking for those extra credits and any of that. This is awesome. So, is Jermaine from here? Where is he from?
He is not. From what I understand, he was originally an officer in Utah, and he was able to help that problem there. And when he started realizing that his talents were not only with being a cop, but helping people, but to present this information to other departments across the United States. And since then, he has been doing that, and everybody that goes to his presentations leaves smarter and more informed. You know how we respect your time, Fawn, and all these people out there. If you've said on presentations before and you left going, well, that was a waste of time, they're not going to experience that with Tall Cop. Because everybody that leaves this presentation goes, okay, that guy was good.
Yeah, and that's when you know you're walking away from something that was well worth your time. But any family who has been touched, including mine, in more ways than one, who has been affected by a drug addict or a person addicted to any sort of substance, it's a nightmare. And it's a nightmare that doesn't stop until that person decides to get help. So if you understand the disease a little bit better, sometimes you can help. But the bottom line is you just need to know how to cope, because sometimes you can't stop it, but you got to save yourself too.
Yeah, and one of Jermaine's things is he's able to teach us how to recognize. He knows he's kind of on the latest trends, and so he actually comes in our community prior to the event and kind of does some scouting, does some reconnaissance, I guess you could say, and discovers what we have here, the problems we have here. He does some investigating so that he tailors his presentation for Southeast Missouri.
Yep. So everybody, if you want to get to this, go to thecrc.org. It's on Thursday, September 4th from 8 to noon. It'll be at the Tin and Fine Arts Center in Three Rivers College. Most people know where that is. If you don't, it's pretty easy to find it. Just tap it into the Waze app. It'll take you right to the parking lot. Tim, thank you so much for talking to me this morning.
Thank you, Fawn.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.